As someone who coaches people on how to become their best selves and unlock peak performance in every area of their life, one question that has always fascinated me is, why do some people change and some just don't? And as I was researching this, as I was reading about this, I took a trip inside the notes on all my cases, on all the people that I've worked with, on the problems that they were going through. And as I flicked through those notebooks, as I flicked through those pages, as I tried to understand a common pattern that is so simple yet so powerful, that if you just change that one aspect in your life, just that one aspect, you will be able to change your life this fast. And it has been the case with almost anyone that I've coached who has seen massive results. They have worked on this one aspect. And the places where massive results have not come, where the problems have still persisted, where challenges are the same despite doing all the work on self-improvement, this is the one factor that has been the blocker or that has been missing. And today, I want to skip all the extra work for you and go right to that one factor, because chances are you're probably someone who's only struggling because of this. Maybe you already have the clarity on what you want. Maybe you don't. But the moment this one barrier goes away from your life and goes away from your journey, I am telling you, you are going to start becoming your best version easily and effortlessly. So without further ado, let's dive into that and let's understand what this barrier is and how you can overcome it to become your best self easily and effortlessly. I want to begin this discussion by asking you a question. So you can see this book here that's in my hands, right? As you can see, the title reads Explore the New You. The author's name is Prabhsimrat Gill. So of course, yes, this is my book. I purposefully picked it out for the sake of this demonstration. But the question here that I want you to understand is this. When you see this book and when I see this book, what do we see? We see that it's blue colored, that it has a fancy font for the title, the font is in a light blue color, and ultimately the author's name is written in the white color. We can all see this, right? This is objective reality, and you and I both agree on the fact that yeah, this book is a blue colored book whose author's name is Prabhsimrat Gill and the title of the book is Explore the New You. But what if I came up to you and said, well, no, you're wrong. Actually, the title does not read Explore the New You. The title is actually Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and the name of the author is J.K. Rowling. You're reading it wrong. Well, you're going to call me foolish, aren't you? You're going to call me delusional. You're going to say, well, can't you see with your own eyes? This is not Harry Potter. This is another book. It's a completely different thing. But despite you telling me that, what if I stay adamant that no, you are wrong, this is Harry Potter, you are wrong because you can't see it, you are wrong because I can see the truth, you are just blinded by a lie, and this is Harry Potter only, and I go on and on and on defending my stance and not accepting the fact that I'm wrong and not accepting the fact that I need to change my perspective. Well, what will you do then? Will you keep on arguing with me like a fool? No, right? Because you value your time, you value your focus, you value your space, you value all these different things about yourself. And so, ultimately, at one point you're going to say, Harry Potter, okay, it is Harry Potter, go live your life, go live your way. I don't want to prove to you that this book is not Harry Potter. That's what you would ultimately do. But that's what happens in our lives as well. This may seem too dramatic of an example, but think about all those times in your life when someone said, well, maybe try being a little less attached in your relationships. You're very anxious anytime you meet someone new, and you defend that by going on and on and on about how you're actually the most detached person on the planet and how you don't care about what the other person does or does not. But inside you know that you're anxiously attached and that you just can't let go. Like that, in your career, in your situations at work, when you get some harsh feedback, rather than accepting that feedback and working on it, you try to prove why the feedback is not Explore the New You and why you are actually right and why it is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but ultimately it is futile. You can see it's futile, the other person can see it's futile, and all it is doing is draining your energy and draining the energy of the other person and draining the energy of the room and draining the life out of you with each moment that you spend in your denial and your resistance, because you can't look up to the fact that I was wrong. That's the trap. That's the barrier that we need to break through. And the longer you keep holding on to that barrier, the harder and more difficult it becomes to break through it, to achieve your goals, to unlock your best self. Because think about it. If let's say you were doing a one-on-one coaching with me. In my coaching, I give this a disclaimer all the time, by the way, that I'm not here to sympathize with you. I'm not here to say yes to your problems and to cry with you. Yes, this is a safe space. Yes, this is a kind space. But this is also a space for growth, where opinions are going to get challenged, where growth is going to get unlocked, and that can get uncomfortable. Only people who agree to those conditions are the people who come into the coaching in the first place. But even there, let's say you and I were there, and I was asking you questions. And I asked you, so tell me, what's the problem that you're facing right now in your life? What's your biggest barrier? And you start the conversation by saying, oh, me, my life is no problem. I'm all sorted. It's just that I get frustrated sometimes and these people are idiots. But what can I do? My life is sorted. Oh, these people, they need to understand, they need to improve. Well, in that moment, as a coach, what can I really do for you? Think about it. If you're not even willing to accept the fact that there's a problem for which you've come from that you want to improve upon, then how will we measure the coaching's working? How will we see your improvement? How will we see a transformation in your decision making? How will we see a transformation in your emotions and your beliefs? We just can't if we don't have a starting point to begin with. And that is why you will notice that 90% of people stay stuck in the same problems, they stay stuck in the same loops, they stay stuck in the same kind of cycles in life. People may change, but their behavior, their outcomes, the way their life is going, that does not change. You will notice there are some people who for no reason at all keep getting cheated and exploited in their business. You'll notice that there are some men and some women who will try their best to find the most attractive, most suitable partner in the world, and yet they will keep going back to the same type, the same emotional unavailability, the same toxicity, the same barriers, the same red flags as we call them, and the pattern will keep repeating. Faces will change, names will change, voices will change, but the pattern won't change. Why? Because the pattern wasn't caused by the other person or the situation in the first place. The pattern is inside. But if there's no acceptance to that fact, and if there's only resistance and denial of the fact that the problem even exists, well then, as a coach, all I can tell you is good luck. Figure out your life. Have your own time. Maybe you'll learn the lesson when it's time for you to learn it. And this is not coming from a place of arrogance. This is actually coming from a place of humility. Because the one truth I've recognized about people is you cannot change people. I know the promise of my work is transformation, and yet I say you cannot change people because my role is to inspire you. My role is to help you. My role is to guide you. My role is to transform you. But the willingness and acceptance to change is something that comes from you. It's like a reaction. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. I am giving my 2, but if your 2 is just not there, then my 2 will not equal 4, and my 2 will not alone be able to create the transformation that you need. And so for today, if you want to break through the barrier, and if you want to really start living the life of your dreams, right? It does not begin in the moment of confusion. It does not begin in the moment when you take action. It begins now in the moment of acceptance, where you let go of the resistance of trying to be right, where you let go of the resistance that comes from your need to look perfect, and where you can admit that, yes, I do need to work upon some things. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take action for that. And you're going to feel positive and happy about that rather than negative and guilty and judgmental about the fact that you need to improve. Well, you're a human being. So every human being needs to improve. That's literally the way we are wired. Even going out every day or working on our health every day, that's improvement. But to make that happen, you first need to accept that you need to work on it, right? So here's what I want you to do. For the first time today, I want you to write down the problems that you're facing. And you know them, I know them. They're almost always pretty similar, but still, whatever you feel is the biggest problem in your life, write it down and then don't do anything else. Just accept it. Just be there with it. Don't try to justify it. Don't try to negate it. Don't try to blame it away. Don't try to create the resistance and the wall that becomes a defense for you so that you don't have to improve. Instead, just stay there with it. Just be there in that moment. If you want, close your eyes like I just did right now and ask yourself, okay, I have these problems. So what? That question is going to unlock so many things for you. Because the moment you accept that it's okay to have the problem and it's not a bad thing, your resistance falls away and acceptance starts to come in. And when acceptance starts to come in, solutions start to come in. And when solutions start to come in, your life's direction starts to change. I want you to note this down and keep this with you as my final ending message for this Saturday, for this week's recorded video. And it's this: whatever I resist persists, whatever I accept disappears. So if you truly want to get rid of all the challenges in your life, right? Stop the justification, stop the blame, stop the resistance. Just accept them today and the path will come to you. You will be able to see the path and you will be guided to the solutions that are meant for you. All it requires is to take a look at the cover, to take a look at the mirror, to take a look at your life and say, yeah, it's blue, it's messed up, it's problematic, so what? So is everybody else's. Have that compassion and love and acceptance for yourself today, despite the problems that you're facing. Let go of the resistance and the trap will be broken, and you will be the kind of person for whom the coaching works, for whom the books work, for whom the tips work, for whom any and everything works. Why? Because you decided to make it work. If you want transformation, this is where you begin. This is the very foundational step. Take it today and share it with me in the comments. How did you feel? What changed for you? What realigned for you? And from there, we're going to continue building this momentum. Every Saturday, you get this video. But Monday to Friday, I'm doing YouTube live sessions every single day at 8:30 p.m. India Standard Time. So tune in there as well, because there we are unlocking massive breakthroughs. Thank you so much for joining today. It really means a lot. And if you want someone else in your life to finally break through as well, either give them a copy of this book or send them this video and help them understand that, you know what, the moment you accept, your problems start to disappear. So with that lesson, I'm signing off for today. Thank you so much for being here and I'll see you soon.